Hi, everybody, and welcome to this wrap up of the 5-day fall detox program. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you for sticking with it and going through the 5 days together. And I hope you had a good experience. And hopefully I've been, been getting some feedback from you personally or in the Facebook group. So I have an idea how things have been going for you. So I just wanted to share some information and officially wrap it up for you so you feel some kind of conclusion with this. However, as we'll talk, you don't really have to physically end it. The way you're eating now can certainly continue. That would be a really good idea, a great thing to do. But as far as for the purpose of our 5-day detox, it's complete. So again, congratulations. Awesome. And, I wanted to start by, you've made it and you've spent the last 5 days focused on your health and well-being. And I want to acknowledge the amount of time and energy that takes, and just how amazing it is that you were able to do this for yourself. And of course, it's my privilege to be able to be sort of in the background supporting you go through it, but you're really the one that's done the work. Now, you might be wondering what's next, which is a very natural thing to do. Now, in this webinar, I'm going to share with you some ideas for how you can transition out of the detox so that you can keep the momentum going for yourself and then keep moving forward in your health journey. And you'll be able to choose which suggestions are most appropriate for you and your health needs. Now, first, I want you to pat yourself on the back for what you've done well over the past week. And so I noticed in our culture, we tend to focus on what didn't work rather than what did work and acknowledging our accomplishments. So let's just be clear. I really, really hope that you can do that for yourself. Acknowledge everything that went good in this 5 days and this whole procedure, everything from signing up and thinking about it to starting that first shopping trip. Give yourself a chance to celebrate your success. If you're feeling really great, pay attention to what feels different in your body, in your mind, and in your spirit. Let's talk about the different options, too, that you have as our program comes to a close. I wanted to let you know that if you'd like to dig deeper and give your body even more of a break, then you can extend the detox from like 5 to 10 days, for example. It's up to you. You can repeat the recipes that are provided and continue taking supplements if you were doing that, or maybe now's the time to look into trying new supplements or different ones, or get some recommendations. I'm glad to help you with that too. But if you do this, I'd love to hear how it goes. And is there anyone, if you're thinking of doing it and you like Horace, you're always free to email me after these 5 days. So it's not like our relationship has to just end because the program ended. I'm still a health coach and I'm still here to support you. So some of you have actually messaged me and told me you love this food and like this style of eating, and I love hearing that. And if that's the case for you, you are welcome to just keep eating this way after you finish the program. And focusing on fresh whole foods is always a positive, and it's kind of how I try and eat most of the time now. I do my best, and it's a great way to make sure your body's getting the nutrition it needs for optimal function. So if you choose to continue to take the supplements for long term, you can certainly do that. I recommend taking them as directed, of course, and by the manufacturer instructions. If you want to continue vitamin D, like if you started that this week, and that's a new thing for you, then be sure to have your blood levels checked by your doctor, because those can be monitored and updated every so often. And there are levels that should be at least maintained. And so where you can work with your doctor outside of that as well to have that monitored. I don't personally order lab tests, although sometimes I can recommend something to get checked to take to your doctor. But, I suggest taking that for 2 weeks and not taking it for 2 weeks. But of course, this is completely up to you. And I'm sorry, I'm not talking about the vitamin D there. I'm actually talking about, I have my note there, with the milk thistle. That's a little different. So with the milk thistle, you want to just rotate because it can decline in efficacy and if used all the time. So that is what I'm saying. Just you can rotate that one 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, and then kind of see how that goes. And that, again, you can look into that on your own. But I know many of you, you might be feeling great and you're ready to go back to some of your favorite foods and that were not included this week, and I get that. So let's talk about how to safely reintroduce those foods so that you can see which foods are supporting your body and which maybe are not, or maybe even creating problems for you. So might as well use this time, this opportunity to try and learn what you can from that. Ideally, you'll slowly reintroduce the top 3 inflammatory foods and that we cut out. And that would be the gluten, the dairy, and the sugar. And then add them back in one at a time. So your body can really get a sense of how that food impacts your body. So for example, you might add dairy back for a few days while still avoiding gluten and sugar. If you notice you start to say bloat in your tummy, or get a runny nose, or have digestive distress, try cutting the dairy out again and see if the symptoms subside. Once you've got a handle on how dairy impacts your body, you can follow the same reintroduction process with gluten and sugar. And then if you add gluten back in, signs to watch for there are puffiness, achy joints, belly pain, digestive distress again. I guess digestive distress is a really big, common indicator for any of these groups. But, these are just common signs that your body is struggling to digest, say, the gluten. And if you experience these, it's a good idea to remove the gluten again. If you're testing sugar, you'll want to pay attention to what happens to your energy and your mood after eating it. So another way to tell if sugar is impacting you negatively is to pay attention to your blood sugar stability. Many people experience waking up very hungry after eating sugar the night before. This is a key sign that your body is not processing sugar well. And some people, even not being diabetic, will actually invest in a home blood sugar monitor called a glucometer, and then they can test their blood sugars in the morning and then different times, like before eating, after eating, different time intervals to kind of see where that's at. And a lot of people find that very helpful. And that's something, again, we could always talk about separately outside of this. But I also want to include a quick note about caffeine, as I'm sure many of you are wondering whether you should should be adding back the coffee in the morning or another time that you drink it during the day. So I'm not opposed to coffee. I, in fact, do often drink a cup, and if I do, it is just 1 cup. But that said, you'll want to pay attention to what happens when you do add coffee or other caffeinated beverages back in. So, do you find yourself jittery later in the day? Are you able to have 1 to 2 cups and then stop? Or are you relying on coffee to make it through the day? So, as with the other items, pay attention to what happens when you drink coffee and then make your decision from there. Additionally, I would love for you to pick up 1 new healthy habit from the detox that you're going to keep doing. Whether that's the Epsom salt baths, the hot lemon water in the morning, nutrient-dense smoothie, my favorite, or just simply making sure you eat a big pile of green vegetables, right? Leafy greens every day. So those are just some ideas. You could probably come up with your own healthy new habit, and that's cool. That's fine. So just think about what's one thing you could add to your daily schedule that's going to keep you on this path of being healthier. Pick your favorite thing, and just continue, right? And then conversely, I'd encourage you to choose a bad habit, something that you just know it's a bad habit. No one has to tell you. You're just aware that you should stop doing it maybe, and then just try and cut that out. Don't pick it up again. And it happens, but you're really ready to leave. If you're really ready to leave it behind for good, now is a great time because you've already challenged yourself these 5 days. So I just encourage you to think about that. It could be skipping breakfast. It's maybe relying on sugar to get through the day, like an energy slump. Again, with the coffee, it could be, maybe it's, a gluten product, dairy, sugar, eggs, something else entirely that you just know doesn't really agree with you, but you still keep eating it. Maybe it's mindlessly grabbing candy from a bowl, your coworker's snack bowl. Choose one habit and let it go, to put it simply. And the reason I suggest you choose one healthy habit and one unhealthy habit is because over time, that gives you a great impact on your health. Over the course of a year, changing 2 habits, adding one good one and taking a negative one away can really make a big difference. It's amazing. And then you can just keep building from there. And that's something that I work privately with people on too, with one-on-one health coaching. It's really amazing what we can actually be accomplished when we're focusing and we have accountability in our lives. So now finally, and probably most importantly, I'd like to ask you to pay attention to what's happening in your body when you go back to eating the way you used to eat, assuming that you are going to at least incorporate that back in somewhat, especially if you're going to reintroduce those top inflammatory foods. So, the truth is that what we eat affects us, and there's just no way around it. If you're noticing that you're getting certain symptoms, try cleaning up your diet again, and then adding things back one by one. If you aren't sure if it's gluten or dairy, cut them both out for a week and then add just one of them back in. If you're starting to feel yucky again, cut it out. Then try the other one. So you understand. As you've learned this week, it's actually not that hard to cut those foods out. I hope you found that. And we've just become so dependent on those foods in our culture that they're everywhere actually, right? So we don't even, unless there's a really reason we've stopped and we've learned about it or thought about it, we just don't, and that's okay. It's not your fault, but we just don't think about it a lot. And I also wanted to mention that if you're wondering about other ways you could improve your health and well-being, I'd be more than happy to connect with you about other ways you can work toward becoming the best version of yourself. And if you're curious about this, then let's find a time to spend 30 minutes together. And that could actually be on the phone as well if our schedules don't suit to meet in person. But just seeing if we're a good match to do the one-on-one coaching. It could be something, it could be a perfect fit. I'm always happy to meet new people and discover, and then to kind of discover and work together in that way. So imagine, if you can feel good or make these changes in 5 days, put yourself to the test and challenge yourself. Imagine what it would be like, what could be possible if you put a few more months in and then you slowly developed better habits and really focused on health goals and had someone guiding you with them, really just focused on you. That is what I love to do. I really love the process. And if I haven't mentioned, I've actually gone through that myself. So I kind of jumped in, didn't know what to expect, and I can't tell you what a benefit it was to my life. So I also, let's see, I also wanted to let you know I will be running more group programs, and hopefully these seasonal detoxes will continue. Hopefully there'll be continued and growing interest in them, so that I can keep this up. I ask that you share with your family and friends, coworkers, anyone in your community that could benefit, and at least think about it, learn about it. And like I had mentioned, my website hopefully will be out soon, so that I can actually post some things on there, and it'll be easier for people to kind of check things out that way. And you already have my email, and so I want to let you know, let's see. Yeah, so the next one, as far as the detox goes, would be the winter one coming up. If I plan that one, I imagine that would run the end of January or early February of 2019. So keep your eyes out for that. And I'll be sure to let you know, too, about that. But a lot of participants do come back each time. Schedule is allowing. And I hope to see you guys all back. And just want to let you know, to wrap up, that how grateful I am that you gave yourself this gift and for having participated in this program with me. And I want to congratulate you again for your success. I hope you learned something and it added a little value to your life. I know it was a short time in the fall for you, but you still should feel empowered, if nothing else. If you didn't reach that specific health goal that you thought you wanted to in the 5 days, then all I can say is there's a reason. Your body, that's why sometimes the one-on-one coaching can get deeper. We can dig a lot deeper that way and find out, how we can reach those goals. But, the 5-day isn't really meant to reach goals that a whole lifestyle program would, right? So I hope, you all understand that. And, but I'm just so proud of you. And so here's to the next level of your health and wellness. And I'll be thinking of you. Let's keep in touch. And I'm really excited for you to keep moving forward in your goals. So until next time, stay happy, healthy, and whole, and enjoy this lovely fall, what remains of it. And congratulations for turning over your new leaf in this 5-day detox. And we'll talk soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.